my name is Candace Bossendorfer, and this is my lovely model, Amanda. And Amanda has a really short fringe with lots of layers, nice short side, but we're going to take her into something far more interesting. So it's going to be super short, following the head shape all the way around, making sure it's got just the right contour with her head shape. So check back in a minute. Thanks. Okay, so I have Amanda sectioned off, and I decided to start in this back area behind her ear. A lot of times people would start in this section, but you never know how much length you want to leave for this front. So I want to be very creative. So I'm going to take out diagonal sections through this nape area, starting just behind the ear, establishing my first length. It's going to be nice and short. I want to follow the head shape, feeling the actual bones of the head as I move down towards the nape area. Once I finish that section, it's very important to lay the hair down to make sure that you are getting the right contour of the parting. And so your next section, you're going to know whether you need to apply more tension or less tension. So I pick up my first section as my guideline, but as I do this, I'm going to pull out a little bit more than I did on the first section, and this starts to create a really nice rounded layer that moves up the shape of the head. Also, you never want to just completely take this out because you might decide to leave it at a later part and create an extra little kick at the bottom of the nape. So as you can see, it's got a really nice rounded shape. If you take it too tight in every section following the head shape, you're going to see a lot more inconsistency with the roundness of the head. Next section, to the previous section, following all the way around her head shape into the nape area. So just continuing on through both sides, diagonal sections following the head shape, nice and tight through the nape area, leaving a little bit more length through this top crown for a nice round head shape. And then I'm just going to go through the perimeter and point cut, scissor over comb a little bit. It's best to work when you're working with blondes, point cut everything so that there's no hard dents. The left side, and then that's our back section. Comb everything down, and now I'm going to move into the front temporal area. Okay, so I finished the back section following the shape and the contour of the head, detailed through the perimeter. Now moving on to the right temporal area. I've taken a section from the top of the crown all the way into the right temple. And just as this bevels, I'm going to be taking diagonal sections and just point cutting through the top section, elevating out just slightly to maintain the weight. That's going to be my first section. I want to make sure it has a nice bevel just over the parietal ridge. Next section, point cut. going to continue this, just slightly changing my angle, moving right into the front temporal. So I finished both sides of the haircut, just working on diagonal, moving towards the temporal area. I used a point cutting technique just on the ends, so for softness, creating a nice bevel on the parietal ridge. Now I'm going to move into the top section, and I'm really going to just work with the movement of the hair in the direction that it wants to go. So I'm going to be taking diagonal sections, nice clean sections, moving that all out of the way, elevating it up straight at a 90 degree. I'm going to use my guideline from the back part of the haircut and just point cut through the top area, each time combing the hair down so I see the flow of the head shape, making sure the hair lays properly. Elevating straight up, 90, point cutting. Next section, diagonal. Picking up my guideline from behind. Continuing through the top part of the head. Okay, now I'm just point cutting all through this top area. Taking my shears deep into the hair to create lots of movement and texture. Keep a nice round shape so it's feminine. Nice soft Mia Farah. Break up her fringe. Get tighter and closer as I move around the perimeter of the fringe area. Just move the hair both ways to make sure I get a nice flow. Should be able to be worn either direction for versatility. Okay, so this is the finished look for Amanda and her new Mia Farah haircut. I just blew it dry with a real nice polish wrap dry, and then put a little bit of illuminating spray for shine, and moved it just left, right directions for texture, and she looks beautiful. Thanks for watching. You can check this out on stylewithpassion.com.